you value your life, really.
Yeah.
Damn, what if he went to the Packers?
Especially when you're playing linebacker.
But he's known for sideline to sideline. It's like, what's your expectation for him? Because he was never the type to attack, to be a thumper, you know.
He can thump, though.
He could thump a little bit, but he was always good when, you know, he had some of his best years when, like, Depot was really big time because he was taking up 2 or 3 guys and DJ was just attacking.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think we're going to be good. And with the Raiders are going to be tough. To me, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all being Raiders fan. I just think that the way they played this year was not the way they should have played because you drafted Marshawn Lynch to become a run-first team, but you still passed the ball like 40, 50 times.
Yeah, they had a kindergarten. They had a middle school. No, they had an elementary school PE teacher from offensive coordinator.
Now, that was the Rams 2 years ago. But the point is,
bro,
I just think y'all played.
He almost had 1,000 yards rushing, and they didn't even use him properly.
Like, let's call it correct though. Marshawn Lynch was not Marshawn Lynch for half the season.
But he couldn't be because he wasn't getting touches.
The play calling was trash. DeAndre Washington is looking like a bust.
It was play calling, but it was also Lynch. It was the offensive line.
They switched the whole blocking scheme.
Honestly, man, and I've said this hundreds of times, I don't know what happened with the Raiders. Something happened.
They're mentally
happened in that locker room, and we have rumors about what might have happened, what might have divided it. It could have been Del Rio's politics. It could have been Carr's religion. It could have been
Davis's
Miko Grimes story.
Because I like McKenzie. I like you guys as GM. I think he makes good moves. He's still there, right?
Yeah, he is. For now.
So he getting fired.
For now.
They scapegoating him.
And that's why I think they had Gruden to come in to help with Carr, but also, you know, to not be afraid to say, let me run this ball. Like when he was winning, Charlie Gardner was top notch. You know what I'm saying? He had Michael Pittman for.
Don't shit on Charlie Gardner.
Michael Pittman.
I have to.
Michael Pittman for Tampa Bay was doing his thing, so he's going to make sure they get good out of the running game because you bring in Marshawn Lynch to run the ball.
He just doesn't have that second gear anymore.
But
you don't need it though.
He's the type of back. So the whole Skittles thing is what? He starts off slow, eats the Skittles, he starts dominating. He didn't have time to get to that.
He just need a sugar rush.
Are you sure you're not a closet Raider fan?
Because he was like, man, I'm not even going to eat the Skittles. I'm not going to get the ball the rest of the way. They're going to keep passing.
Yeah.
And then Amari Cooper, you know, other than the Chiefs game, he was a bust.
A dump on himself.
Yeah. So
he just got too damn big.
Nah, he got too soft.
I noticed it the first week.
He put too much weight.
He put on too much muscle, and he didn't have the same body control. Yeah. He wasn't as explosive out of his breaks, off the line. He wasn't. You could just tell.
He was forcing.
But another thing, I just think the way y'all finished the season before, people had a whole break to focus, study that and practice for that. And when y'all got Marshawn Lynch, it was so scary because it was like, damn. Now they can run and play action, but then y'all came with the exact same game with just Carr, go lead us to it. So people were like, shit, this is what we prepared for. So
yeah, it's predictable.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, they want to pass the crap sheet now. We just going to jam them, and now we already know you can take his chain off and play physical with him, make him beat you over the top, and the same with Amari Cooper. It's like we're going to be physical with him and then create space so he won't beat us deep, and let's see if Carr can win that way when they should have let's pound this ball. We can pound the ball the first 8 weeks, give people that tape. And they're like, damn, this is tough with that good-ass offensive line. And then be like, all right, now let's show their ass we can pass again. And that would have gave Raiders enough wins to be
I think it comes down to coaching because I feel like Del Rio was kind of trying to save Lynch's legs for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he was kind of overthinking it.
But you have –
you got to take it week by week.
What's the other 2 running backs? That
Washington and
Richard and –
All right, we got to take this call.
That is a loud-ass call. I'm deaf.
You're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents show. Give us your name and where you're at.
Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
Speak your piece.
Speak your piece.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
We can hear you.
You're on live, the Touchdowns and Tangents show.
Hello?
Take the phone and
Can
put
you
it on
hear
speaker.
us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
I guess not. All right. technical difficulties.
If you're listening, just give a call back.
Put it on speaker.
I'm pretty sure that was my friend Chris from FPC. He's a Raiders writer. He's gonna call in. So
don't call with your headphones in. It
hey,
work.
I would love to talk to him. He's a Raiders writer.
All right. Well, let's see if he calls back. There we go.
Right on cue. My ears.
You're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents radio station. Give us
Hello?
your name. Is this Chris?
Hello?
Hello? Is this Chris?
Take
Can
your
you
head-
hear
Hello?
us?
Can you guys hear me? Check.
Yeah,
check.
you're live.
Your check is cashed.
You're on the
We
air.
Can hear you.
What's good? Is this Chris? Can you hear us?
He must
guess
have
not.
Sprint.
Didn't y'all have technical difficulties
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, we did.
What was the issue?
Something with the answering calls, but we
It
worked through
happens.
I don't know. I blame Courtside.
Of course. Can't blame us.
Damn. That,
No lie, we mess with this stuff just so we can mess up other people's show. No.
it's like we knew y'all was coming in.
Is that because y'all don't have bars?
Third time is a charm. Pete, stop playing. You don't have bars.
You're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents show. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello?
Try a different word than hello.
Can you hear us live? You're on Touchdowns and Tangents. Yo.
Just say his whole name.
Yo, is this Chris?
Hello?
Hello, is this Chris? Yo,
Are his headphones in? Text him.
What's going on, man?
I don't know, man. Like, text him and let him know. Be like, hey,
Oh yeah, he just hit me up.
Anyway, with the whole situation with players moving around, aside from Cleveland pretty much trading to get Jarvis Landry and Tyrod Taylor for nothing, and Joe Thomas retiring,
Damn, man.
I can't hear myself be in pain.
Yo, can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you hear us? Hello?
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 Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
we
this
hear
Chris?
Please don't say hello.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello?
Ah,
Don't say hello, Chris.
bro, don't say hello. Just start talking. Just start talking.
Yo, Chris.
Take your headphones out of your phone.
All right, well, I guess this is a flop.
That's
Text him about the headphones. Take the headphones out. No, but what were
Tell
you
him to put
getting
it
to
on
with
speaker.
the movements?
yeah. The Bills traded with the Bengals.
I think
they
Bills
traded.
moving up. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna try to move up.
They moved up in the draft. They got AJ McCarron only for $2 million, so really they won because Arizona got paid $20 million for Sam Bradford and cut Tyrann Mathieu.
All right.
After this, tell them to stop calling in. My ears can't take it.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear anything if you guys are saying, or if you guys are speaking.
All right, well, we're going to have to get this figured out because I don't know.
Have you guys on speaker?
Oh, take us off speaker then. Damn, you can't hear that.
If you're listening in, you should be able to hear what we're saying.
Tell them to just hit the chat room.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll work this out.
I think I'm getting a little bit of mic feedback.
Can you hear us now?
I'm wearing a black shirt. Did you hear that?
Go Chiefs.
Smitty's fried chicken and fish is amazing. You didn't hear that? All right. Anyway, before he calls again, so with
It's
the
like
Bill,
a little bit of mic feedback, but I don't. If you guys are speaking, I don't hear you.
Really? We never had this problem before, so.
Yeah, this is brand new.
this is one of those days. But
All
anyway,
right, just
tell,
chalk it up as an L.
tell him to call in next week.
All right.
But anyway, so the Bills traded. They got rid of Tyrod Taylor finally, so shout out to Tyrod Taylor for getting out of there. They signed AJ McCarron for $2 million. Then they trade with the Bengals. They trade away Cordy Glenn, who was a solid left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was injured, but that's a premier left tackle that honestly I wish the Raiders would have got. But hey, life doesn't work out that way. The Bengals really needed a left tackle, so they got it because Jake Fisher wasn't working out. Neither was Cedric Obehe, because most Texas A&M tackles just don't really translate to the NFL. I thought that was really interesting. They're really positioning themselves to try to get a quarterback, but 12 is kind of that spot in the draft where someone could easily jump you.
Well, that's where the
Bro, if you tell them to stop calling it. Tell them to just like figure it out next week.
Yeah, I just hit him with that.
Man. All right. But from the looks of the AFC East, the Dolphins pretty much got rid of everybody. The Jets are the only people adding people. They might get Quit Nelson in the first round.
I mean, it's true.
The
They're going to be
Patriots-
good at the Jets.
Their division is, they're like the
That division
Cleveland
is
Cavaliers.
trash.
Yeah.
That division is the Eastern Conference. It's always
Yeah.
been trash outside of New England.
So it's like they can get easy 6 wins, maybe 5 if they have a slip up. So
and McCarron is
that
not.
puts them in good position every year. So it's like it's kind of a wash because it's like, damn, if you're battling for home field, they're gonna win those games.
Yeah.
To where other divisions, it's gonna be battles.
And who the hell is Tannehill throwing to next year? You have Devontae Parker. You have Kenny Stills.
Well,
Albert Wilson.
Somebody, okay, Albert Wilson. You know how that goes.
Those are all.
Didn't they sign another receiver too?
Yeah, they signed Albert Wilson, but they have Devontae Parker, who's been a bust, and they have
I thought they do money to someone else.
Kenny Stills, who's like.
But yeah, Dolphins. I don't know.
They gotta resign Juwan
Somebody
James.
said it best. With the Miami Dolphins, they redo their culture every single year. They're always restructuring. They're always pivoting, whatever you want to call it.
But they suck.
Because it starts with the ownership. And some dude who works at my office, he's a Dolphins fan, and he's like,
Poor bastard.
I'm so tired of this, man. Every year, he's like, that's why I'll just focus on the Heat because I can't even take the Dolphins anymore.
Because, man, you just have to look at the coaching, man. You got to get someone. But that's what comes down to ownership, giving guys a chance to
like
build.
really grow.
Yeah, to build.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Andy Reid was given a good opportunity to really. That's why I was kind of upset about them Raiders letting go of Del Rio. So like he gave y'all, identity. Is just, I think it was just a couple slip ups this year held you guys back. But you got to give your coach some time to. Like Andy Reid had his time for his first year. We made the playoffs. I believe we made the playoffs. But we're on like 10-6 to where now, we weren't winning the division. We couldn't get past Denver. But now, 2 straight years of winning the division. And now we're always talked about as a team that can make it to the Super Bowl because of he had time to build the team that he wants, players he wants, him and Dorsey. But with the Dolphins, I feel they never give their coaches a chance to have their own GM and to really grow together where maybe a year or two we might be okay. Then that third year, that's when we should.
I think it's the market too, though, because like when you're in Miami, you're always trying to get attention. You're always trying to do something to make a splash. You're always trying to get a big free agent.
I think you have to overlook that.
Because like
It's
in
ownership.
Kansas City is
Small
that's
city.
a football.
Yeah.
That's football.
Mhm.
Like
Football and barbecue.
Yep, football and barbecue.
same thing with
Royals.
like Green
Royals.
Bay.
True.
Like
Especially
Green
the
Bay,
Lakers.
same thing. It's
Mhm.
like they're patient because
Yeah.
they know it's a process. They live and breathe football.
Can
And
we just shout out the Green Bay Packers? Because, like, the Browns have a bunch of former Packers front office people working.
the Raiders do?
The Raiders do, too. It's like, the Packers are doing their job to create parity in the NFL. Because all their coaches and, like, front office
It's
people
like
go in
Andy
other
Reid.
organizations.
Andy Reid has a huge coaching tree in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, when I think of what the Bills are doing, it's like, okay, everybody's trying to get at least one of these 4 QBs. Let's say 5, because no one's talking about Mason Rudolph. Because,
Wait. Who's your 5?
okay, Rosen, Darnold, Jackson, Mayfield,
Allen.
Allen.
That's 5.
No particular order. Just Those are the
Oh,
five.
you're bringing in Rudolph. That's why I was
Rudolph
like,
is tied as
he's like 6th.
yeah, but he's really
Yeah.
six. Yeah,
Because
but
I
like,
would have, same.
he's Brandon Whedon.